Welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media LLC. Today's show is hosted by the creator of the North Texas Community Difference series, Lendon Wilson,
and co-hosted by Jessica Cooper and Dallas Jones.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our co-host and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Community Difference-Wylie. I am Lendon Wilson, the creator of the Difference radio live stream and podcast. We do have a new radio station, 2940 The Difference. It's internet radio, and you can hear a replay of this show on that. But all of our shows come live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as you can do a replay and download it off of our Spotify podcast. So I want to welcome everybody today. Again, another show, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do Tuesdays at 8:30. We do Thursdays at 11:30, and this is a promotionally made possible by the Master Networks Wylie group, which our guests today, or our co-hosts today, Jessica Cooper and Marissa Page, who's filling in for Dallas Jones, by the way. So if you heard Dallas Jones and you see this person pop on, you're going to realize that they're not one and the same. He filled in for we got vacations going, and so we are kind of playing musical chairs here with our co-hosts, which is good, because they get a chance to meet different people and introduce themselves there. So right now, I'm going to bring on Jessica and Marissa. Welcome, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. So has your blood pressure dropped yet?
No.
Everybody know. I understand. Excuse me. So for anybody wondering, we usually have, we always have unique links to our studio, and somehow today we got mixed up, and last month's link was what these ladies were getting, and I and one of the other guests were waiting, and I'm like, Woody and I were having such a good conversation, I lost track of time. I'll be honest with you, because normally at 20 after or 10 minutes before, if everybody's not on, I start trying to figure out why. So I'm going to blame this on Woody. I have not met Woody yet, but I'm going to make it his fault. No, not really, because Woody's a cool guy, and we're having a great conversation, and we'll probably keep that conversation to ourselves, but it was a good one. So let's talk a little bit about Jessica Cooper and Marissa Page, diesel signs and displays and page restoration. By the way, I have a picture on my phone I forgot to send to you, Paige. I'm sitting at a red light the other day and see one of y'all's trucks. And I'm like, I know, isn't it so cool? It's just awesome. That's the second time I've seen that at Wylie, but that's as Jessica will say in her tagline, that's the power of advertising, right?
It is. Absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to Page Restoration. They've been awesome customers of ours for 3 years now, I think. So
yeah, just about.
Yeah, so she definitely shops local, and so we definitely do appreciate that. Diesel signs, we do all interior, exterior sign displays. So we try to open the gamut of creativity. We do proofs for people. We try to toss out ideas. Sometimes the client, they're not always sure what they're looking for. I'm going to introduce the guest later, but Mark at ReBath, I actually met him through Camp Gladiator, and we started just doing little unit numbers for him, and it turned into doing all of his trucks and all of his displays. And he does have several franchises, including one in Sherman as well as Richardson. And you never know really where networking is going to take you. And I think he's been pretty awesome customer to us too. Woody, we'll introduce him. He's been one of our loyal customers. So I'm pretty excited about today's show. So it's going to be a fun one. So
it's going to be good. Tell me this, Jessica, when you talk about, because I think a lot of us are in the same position sometimes, when you have a customer that they know what they need, but they don't know what they want, right? And especially in a creative atmosphere like you are, because everybody kind of has a different idea of vision of something. How do you work through that? Is that one of your biggest challenges, is kind of understanding what that person's looking for and then being able to create that for them?
absolutely. I don't want to waste their time, and our time is limited as well. So I try to kind of brainstorm with them in the beginning to see what they want, or a basic idea. But then I also kind of to persuade them what I think that they need. And then I just toss out ideas. When I do, say, window graphics, for example, I've been up this morning since 4 working on proposals. So this customer, we're doing lobby signs and then window graphics. And I just toss out ideas. Some might be a little bit more extravagant, some a little bit more basic, but I also try to work in their budget as well. So I'll start a little bit smaller, a little bit more economical, but then I go a little bit more grand. I'm not here to take every cent from a business. And so we definitely want to work, and I try to stay budget friendly with what they're working with. So we'd rather each business that we work with succeed, but that's definitely one of the biggest challenges. A lot of people kind of know once they see it what they don't want, and we hear that a lot. And that's part of the design process, though, is to try to nail down exactly what they're looking for and what they want to be happy with. So.
Well, and that's a good start. I mean, when we when we get into our roundtable discussion in the second half of our show, we're going to talk about some of that, about overcoming the challenges that we all face and how to thrive in our market. But I want to go to Marissa now. Marissa, back from vacation.
Yeah.
And sometimes we had that conversation yesterday. It sometimes doesn't feel worth it, does it?
No, it's been, so we came back last Wednesday evening, and I had planned to be here at the office Thursday and Friday, but Thursday I was recovering from a really bad sunburn. So I was trying to take it a little bit easy. Thursday night we got that terrible storm. And so Friday I was at home trying to get my fence fixed, trees, cut and removed, and it was just
She didn't have power.
Yeah, I didn't have power for like
no AC.
That was brutal, y'all. I will get a hotel next time.
Bless your heart. Marissa, talk a little bit about Page Restoration now, and what you guys do, and let everybody know, how long you've been doing this. You are in the Wylie area, serve the Wylie area, as well as outside of the Wylie area, but talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually opened July of 21. We started off in franchise world. My husband and I, he spent many years in the franchise world. And so we wanted to branch off and do something on our own, and COVID hit, and it just wasn't right timing. And then all of a sudden I was like, why are we sitting here waiting for the right time? There's never the right time for anything. So we opened our business. I remember running our first job out of my little Jeep Grand Cherokee. We operated out of our garage for, over a year. And so we service the Wylie area. We're up and down 30. We try to stay northeast of the Dallas area, but we will travel where we're needed. So we specialize in water damage, mold remediation. We are triple master certified with the IICRC. And I tell people all the time, that just means that we know a lot. Jake is the brains of the operation. He's the one that's gone through extensive amounts of training. And then he holds his mold remediation contractor's license. So it's fun. Every day is different. Sometimes we come in and you get the normal, like my sink overflowed or whatever it may be. And then there's other days where, you get these calls where it's like my cat turned on the sink in the kitchen and it flooded the entire house. And you're like, really? How did that happen? So right. Nothing is the same, but it's a great adventure. And same to you, Jess. Jess has been amazing to us. We have signs in our office. I have the window decals. She's done so many things for us. And I even have a diesel signs and displays koozie behind me, and it's just been sitting there. So it's not propped up for today's show, but it's great. I really do love it.
Well, that leads me to my next question, really, for both of you. Actually, before I get to that question, I want to kind of tee up what we're going to be doing in our roundtable. Marissa, what's one of the biggest challenges that y'all face with your business?
So I would say the biggest challenge we face with our business in our industry, because we are not a big name box brand, we're not, I'm not going to name them, but we're not the big companies. We're kind of looked at as if we're just coming into the business for the money aspect of it, and we know nothing about it. So I have to coach all of my clients and even insurance adjusters and agents on what we know. I would say that what kind of goes hand in hand with that is Jake and I are fairly young. Well, he's a little bit older than me. I like to give him crap for that, but so we get looked at quite a bit that, maybe they're too young and they don't really know what they're doing. But once we get into a house, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I have people say, wow, y'all are amazing. Like, y'all know all these things. And I'm like, yes, just give me the time of day. I'm not, just because I'm a family-owned business does not mean that I do not know what I'm doing.
All right. Well, one of the things I want to talk about again when we get into the roundtable is something you just said, and that is really the stereotypes that a lot of small businesses get, whether it's you're really young. I mean, I've got a son he's now in his 30s, but he started his business when he was 22. We have someone in our Master Networks group that's very young, and she does an amazing job. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I think that that's a big challenge, and for me, I applaud the young people that go out and are willing to start a business on their own and grow that business. Because imagine where they're going to be when they get into their mid 30s, into their early 40s, where a lot of people that wait till their 30s, they get all this, on the job experience, blah, blah, blah. And they're making the same mistakes when they get into their 40s that some of these 20-year-olds and early 30s are making early on. And you have such an entrepreneurial spirit with many of them that the age doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. I think we just lost Jessica's feet. There she is. She's back.
So I'm going to add a quick story. So we sold a camper the day before yesterday, and this couple that came in, they were telling us about their kids, and they have a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. The 16-year-old started his own little lawn care business, and he's racking in over $600 a week. And then the daughter, who's 19, she started an auto detailing business. And I gave them kudos. I thought that was pretty impressive. So
yeah, especially in this heat.
you don't see. Oh, yeah, definitely in this heat. That's killing us this last month. So.
All right. Well, we're going to take a second now, ladies, and get to our. Let me get to it real quick. To our "What's Up, Wylie" segment.
What's up, Wylie?
I know that both of you are really deeply involved within the community, and there's always something going on. That's what's so cool about Wylie. I mean, we just had a carnival. We've got. I'm not going to steal y'all's thunder, but we've got big events coming up this weekend. So go ahead. Who wants to go first and talk just a little bit about what's going on in Wylie?
I can go first. Sorry, Marissa. I'm actually prepared this time. So there's a game night, and that's going on tonight at Lendon Winery. So if you guys are anyone's downtown, definitely swing in. Cross Church is doing a youth game night on Friday, and that's at 7. Chamber Business does their business card exchange at the library at 8 a.m. If you want some little plug into the Chamber of Commerce, definitely check that out. And then the big one going on this week is, of course, the Blues on Ballard. So definitely stop by. We're doing a booth. We're doing a giveaway for Herman Marshall whiskey sets. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've never done the Blues on Ballard, so I don't really know what to expect. I don't know if I should bring 20 pounds of candy or 10,000 or what. So we're going to play this. Yeah, we're going to play this by ear. So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Marissa, do you have anything for us?
Nope, she stole my thunder. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I was going to actually talk about the business exchange on Wednesdays. I go to that every Wednesday, or I try really to go to that every Wednesday. And we're members of the Chamber of Commerce, so it's free and it's great, and I really love it. And the only thing I was going to add for the Bluegrass on Ballard is that it's free. So.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, we're at our break time for our first commercial, but before we go, I'm going to push that back just a hair. Um, I want both of you. I tell you what, let's just tease that when we come back from break. We'll let you talk about that before you introduce your guest. But I want you both to talk a little bit about the Master Networks, Wylie, which is really responsible for us doing the show that we're doing today, and just give some shout outs to some people there. But we're going to take this first commercial break, and we'll be right back. Y'all stick around.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Juan Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution.
Lendon Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Cordell Reynolds with New Res Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts right now. Marley Knapp with Norwex. Chemical-free sustainable solutions for your home. And by Terra Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, everyone, we're back. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie, Texas, in case you don't know. We're doing this show. We're on about a month and a half now, right? This is y'all's second time through, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. Last month, just for everybody watching, we had a little over 25,000 viewers on total of 8 shows. Which is, when you're looking at the metrics over our last 4 years, first month, really, really good, extremely good. And I attribute that to not only our co-hosts, but obviously their connections and their guests. And that's really what we're focusing on, is bringing visibility to our, my allergies are killing me. I apologize. But bringing the awareness to the small businesses and the small business professionals within the Wylie community, because, a lot of times, kind of like what Marissa said, I mean, we're stereotyped, right? There's so many stereotypes. You're too young, you're too small, you're too old, you're too whatever. And we want people to understand that we're just their neighbors that does a job, and we do our best to serve our neighborhoods and give back to it. So, before we introduce your guest, does anybody have anything to say about the Master Networks group? I mean, I know it's a wonderful group, great people. That's how we kind of got this going. Jessica, Marissa, you have anything you want to say about Master Networks?
I love our group. I think it's the first time I went, it was contagious. It was like lightning in a bottle. There's several people that I was just immediately drawn to. Jenny, of course, from TC Roofing, Cordell Reynolds. You meet those guys and you're just blown away. They were very welcoming. It's such a positive group. But everybody is very referral heavy. So they know business. They're there for business. But it's almost turned into a family, which I think is pretty awesome. It doesn't happen in a lot of networking groups like this, and I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. So I actually joined the group right before it launched, and so I've been a part of it since the beginning. And so not a lot of people know our story, but long story short, we started the business and then found out we were pregnant with our final baby. And so that was just a really hard time for me. And being new business owners, I no longer had coworkers, and it was just very lonely. And so whenever I found the group, like, I immediately was so drawn into it. And every Thursday I look forward to it. Like, I had to miss last Thursday and I was super, super upset about it. But even my husband, he'll be like, hey, can you miss a meeting this week for something? I was like, yeah, I'll miss my other ones, but I'm not missing that one. So, but Master Networks is life-changing. I mean, all of the people I've met in there, it's just been wonderful. It's a great group.
And it's definitely not your your run-of-the-mill average networking group that most everybody is used to. I mean, and I said this last month, I believe, um, and Jessica, you hit on it, but it's almost like a revival, right? You kind of, it's like going to church and you get all, I mean, you get revived and you're ready to go and face the world. In a professional sense, Master Networks is the same way. People share so many stories. They're so supportive of each other's business. It's incredible. But it's enough about that. I'm going to let both of you introduce your guests now. We want to get them on. I'm going to push our second commercial back a few minutes because I want to give these gentlemen time to talk a little bit about themselves. So, Marissa, you're up on screen now. So go ahead and introduce yours.
Okay, so my guest today is Woody Woodruff. He owns Woody's on the Lake and the Boathouse at Cullen Park. He does boat rentals, private parties, and more. He's cleaning up Cullen Park right now to make it more family friendly for events. I actually used to go to, at that time it was the Harbor House, but I actually used to go when I was a teenager. So it's been a very long time since I've been out there, but I'm happy to have Woody on.
All right. We're going to bring Woody on, and then I'm going to let Jessica introduce Mark as well. Go ahead, Jessica.
My guest is Mark Pardue with ReBath Dallas, servicing the Richardson DFW area. I love Mark. Mark is one of our best customers besides Marissa. So we absolutely are honored to have him. He begged me to get on air and do this show, so I know he's really excited to get on camera.
All right. Well, welcome, gentlemen. Woody,
Thank
you and I got a chance to talk. I hadn't got a chance to talk to Mark very much, but Mark, did you really beg Jessica to be on the show today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Mark, I'm going to start with you. Go ahead and since we put you on the spot, and I can tell that I think Jessica might have stretched that just a little bit about the begging, but we're going to let you go ahead and talk about you and ReBath for a little bit.
Well, how far do you want to go back?
How far do we need to go back? What does everybody need to know about you?
Right. So my name is Mark Pardue. Obviously, I own the Dallas franchise for ReBath. If anybody doesn't know what ReBath is, we're a national bathroom remodeling company, but also unique because we're also a local small business. My wife and I bought this franchise. We actually bought the Dallas franchise about 13 years ago. Moved back to this area where my wife is from San Antonio. We lived in San Antonio, bought the franchise in Dallas, moved here, and kind of started this business out of our rental house, or actually it was like an apartment. I think we didn't know where we wanted to live yet, so we started just the two of us out of our place in Plano, and she answered the phone. I went on the sales calls, and we did all the things that new small businesses do. You spend 100% of your time in the field. And over the last 13 years, we've, been able to position ourselves in a way where we can spend more time working on our business versus in our business. And so that's a little bit about ReBath, I guess.
I hear all the statements and words of experience right there. You have been through the trials and tribulations of a small business owner, Mark. It's evident with the way you express that. And I think, again, those are messages that we do want to get out to the people that are watching that may not have been a business owner before. Is that it's not all sunshine and vacations, right? There's a lot of work that goes into getting to a certain spot, and so. I commend you and your wife for doing that and getting where you are. I mean, I've seen ReBath commercials on TV over and over, so I'm familiar with what it is that you do. But it's a pleasure to meet you today.
ReBath's been around since 1978. So.
Really?
Yeah. So ReBath was created in the 70s as a solution for hotels and hospitality to kind of come in and do a quick refresh of a bathroom. Over the years, it's evolved, much like any company that makes it decades does. And so it's evolved into a full service bathroom remodeler. So ReBath is the only national complete bathroom remodeler. So we literally can come out and do everything. Smallest project would be a bathtub replacement. The largest project would be we strip the entire bathroom down to the studs, make any repairs that are necessary, and then build back a complete bathroom, all with 100% employees. We don't subcontract anything at our business. So everybody is a employee at our company.
Okay.
And then when you do a remodel, you guys are pretty super fast about it as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of efficiencies in employing your own plumbers, your own technicians, your own, staff. And, so every facet of our company is somebody on our team. And so what would typically take a contractor a couple of months would take us a couple of weeks. Typically what would take a contractor a couple of weeks would take us a couple of days. There's just a lot of efficiencies. There's no downtime.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. All right, we're going to move over now to Woody. We'll come back to you, Mark. We've got a big segment coming up that I know you're going to be able to contribute a lot to. But we're going to bring Woody in now. Woody, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Marissa, thank you for the introduction.
Yes, sir.
So Woody, tell us.
You're like everybody else, Marissa. We all started in our garage or the little small closet in the house. I call it the world headquarters for us.
Very funny.
My brother-in-law gives me a lot of grief over it because it's about a 4x6. That's the office. That's what we started in.
Wow.
Lots of fun.
Yikes.
Yeah. Still have it. No, we own a boat rental business out on Lake Lavon here in Wylie, and it's called Woody's on the Lake. Prior to that, it was owned and operated by the same people that had the harbor house that you had mentioned. And when we took them over, they were kind of both failing businesses. They were struggling, and we came in and new management, whole new ideas, and really cleaned up both of the businesses. And, pat myself on the back and my wife. We are quadrupling his best sales.
Wow. Congratulations.
So, yeah. We're doing very well in the restaurant business. I've opened a beer. I've never served a beer. So we've got a restaurant and a bar there, floating on the water. And you pull up in your boat, or you can drive and park in the parking lot. But we've enjoyed the business. Unfortunately, right now it's just a summer business, so seasonal business. And then we do other things after the boating season. But a lot of fun. Meet some cool people out on the lake, kind of like Jeff. I think I'm. You're coming out for lunch or dinner tonight, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow? That is
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
So we do boat stuff, jet boat stuff, and so we're out there Wednesdays and Sundays. So we finally begged Woody to open his restaurant on Wednesday for us.
We're gonna feed them. We're gonna wine them and dine them.
Nice. So he does the boat rentals he does are massive. He does the pontoon boats, rents for bachelorette parties and things like that too. So that's something I would love to do.
Yeah, we've got some large boats that will accommodate 25 passenger, and we're building another new boat that will accommodate about 16 passengers, so we can take a lot of people out. They've got bathrooms on them. They come with a captain. They have a grill on them for barbecuing. So we're just recovering from a tornado. We had a tornado that destroyed our business March 2nd.
Wow.
And we had 9 boats that were crushed. We had no office anymore. Everything was 12 foot underwater. And so we had a big recovery, getting all the trash out of the water, all of our belongings out of the water, our laptops, everything we owned was in the lake. And I think Jess may have seen some of that. We got some great pictures on our Facebook, but could not hire anybody. The exact same weekend, there was a tornado that hit over on Lake Louisville, and it destroyed 300 boat slips over there. And ours was very minor, but, we lost the business, so to speak, lost our buildings and our boat slips. But anyway, we couldn't find anybody to work and do the construction we needed. I ended up hiring a couple of farm boys from Lucas, Texas. One of them was 19 and the other one was 21. They took welding in high school, and they came out, and we completely rebuilt our business within 2.5 months. So, wow. Yeah,
that's incredible. I mean, that's. I was already sitting there before you said that. I'm like, March, and they're already. That's pretty.
We were back up and open for Memorial Weekend. I mean, that was 12, 14-hour days, 7 days a week. Working over the water was the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
It's not like working on the land like Mark does or Marissa. It's everything you drop, it's gone. There goes that screwdriver. There goes those screws. Those nuts and bolts are in the water.
We have had people have us letter boats, and that's one of the creepiest things for me. I tie everything to myself.
And Mark, we don't use a level at all. We don't even own a level.
It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter. It's constantly moving. But it is a challenge. It was a challenge, but those two guys got us knocked out and got us back in business, and we're rocking and rolling right now.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then come back, and we're going to talk to Mark and Woody again a little bit more about their business, and we'll get into the roundtable discussion. But want everybody to hold on. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Are you stressed about health insurance? Juan Payon at JP Direct Health can help. JP Direct Health offers a wide variety of plans to fit your needs and your budget, and we're here to answer any questions you have. We're committed to providing our customers with the best possible service, and we're always looking for ways to save you money. So what are you waiting for? Get started today and see how JP Direct Health can help you get the health insurance you need. Call Juan today at 214-490-9967.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a small business owner who is struggling to make ends meet? Do you need funding to grow your business? If so, then you need to talk to Jim Thomas at Business Funding Solutions. We offer fast, easy, and affordable financing options for small businesses of all sizes. We have helped thousands of businesses get the funding they need to succeed, and we can do the same for you. Our financing options start at $5,000 and go all the way up to $5 million, with no minimum credit score required. And with our 60-second application and 24-hour funding, you'll get the money you need quickly so you can focus on growing your business. Don't wait any longer. Contact Jim Thomas today at 214-629-7223 or find him on our website at www.thedifferenceradio.com. And don't forget to tell him you heard about him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we're back. We're here with Mark Pardue and Woody, and they both just described a little bit about what their business is about. Is there anything else you guys want to tell us about your business and what's going on before we get into today's topic?
Mark, go ahead.
Well, I may have left a couple things out when I, got a little stage fright there earlier. So
You're doing good.
I guess if I was to bullet point the three things that we do or specialize in is tub and shower updates. Just coming into somebody's house and replacing the tub or the shower, either because it's deteriorated or there's a problem, or because they want something updated, something modern. So that's one specialty. The other one is accessibility. We have a lot of people in the community that are moving into a stage of life where they want to stay in their home, and that bathtub, the step getting into it's an obstacle or it's dangerous. And so we do a lot of accessibility solutions, whether that's roll-in or walk-in showers or even walk-in bathtubs. And then, of course, the last one is just full bathroom models. And that just is the whole gamut of what you could imagine is in a bathroom. So either tub and shower replacements, aging and accessibility, or full bathrooms.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to start with our topic now, and I'm gonna, ladies. We normally do ladies first, but I'm gonna go with Mark since he's already up, and I want you ladies to jump in with your own questions. But our topic this month is overcoming challenges as a local business owner, and what it takes to thrive in a competitive market. And Mark, the reason that I wanted to start with you is because you're not only a local business, but you're also a national franchise business, right?
Right.
And so that brings kind of a different perspective. I want you to talk a little bit about what it's like to have the challenges of a local business, but then also what it's like to have that backing of that larger, parent company behind you. And then we're going to get into Woody and Jessica and Marissa. And by the way, I want y'all to feel free to jump in, ask anybody that's up questions, because this is a roundtable discussion.
Well, as a national franchise, we're a little bit unique from what you think of when you think of a traditional franchise. ReBath has a lot of the challenges of any other small business that's going into construction or remodeling. We face all the exact same things. As a franchise, many times maybe the perception could be that they just toss you the keys and here's your business, here's your franchise, go in and build it. With ReBath, that's a little bit unique because we still have to source everything locally. We still have to create partnerships, i.e. with Jessica and every other vendor out there. We have to make those local connections and build our company locally. More than anything from the national level, it's just a brand for us, especially at the time we bought into the network. Literally, we were just buying the brand and brand recognition, whatever that may have provided at the time. So the biggest thing the national brand allows us is our network of owners. And so is that we you develop relationships with other owners that are in the same business or working in the same space. And you can share ideas, you can share financials, you can share best practices. And so there's a lot of synergies that happen in that regard, not necessarily from the franchise itself, but from the people working within it and those networks of best practices where we all understand each other's businesses very well and we can critique and coach and help each other together. So that's kind of the national benefit for us.
Yeah, that's a nice benefit to have, is to be able to talk specifically, I guess, with other people that are facing some of your same challenges and have been able to overcome those or whatever it may be, and kind of brainstorm with them. As a local, let's go back to the local side now. You got the franchise, and as you said, you've got to source things out. You're getting your materials and everything, and I guess a lot of your labor, all of your labor is local labor, right? That's one thing that you did mention, and I think that's very it's very important for us to touch on again is the fact that you have a whole staff, right? You don't outsource this. You don't contract it out. I know a lot of times being in construction previously at one point, when you're when you contract a lot of things out, sometimes you don't have people show up, right? And that is what extends those completion dates.
Right.
So talk a little bit about what it's like to be able to do that, the benefit of being able to come in and hire locally and not outsource things.
Sure. So I think at this point we're at close to 60 full-time employees that work for us. Most of them are in the field capacity. They're technicians and plumbers, and a lot. We have a big part that are designers that go into people's homes, and then of course we have our admin staff at the office as well. And so all of those people live, work here locally. We cover the entire Metroplex. So we cover Dallas, Fort Worth. And as Jess mentioned earlier, we have another office up in Sherman. And from that office, we service all the way up into Southern Oklahoma and all the way up to Ardmore, Oklahoma. So we have employees that are, positioned all around the Metroplex, and we're kind of their hub base of operations. Our employees are the core of our company. As anybody that has employees knows, you've got to get the right ones. You got to get the right people. We have some criteria for hiring those people, and it's pretty basic. It's a philosophy it was passed on to me many years ago, and so it's simple. We call it the 3 C's, and it's not a new concept. Everybody's probably heard of it or familiar with it, and that's finding people for your organization that fit the criteria of high character. Are they going to do the right thing? Because I'm not always going to be there, right? Are they going to do the right thing for us, the company, for the customer? So character is number one when finding those employees. Capacity to do the work is the second C. That's can they do the work, or can they learn to do the work, right? Which is also very important, or maybe more important, is to grow this person. And then the last one for us is culture. Are they going to fit our company culture? Are they going to vibe with us? Because any of those 3 things are disqualifiers. So they can be great capacity, the best technician in the world, best plumber, and they fit in really well. But if there's a character issue, then they're not going to be a candidate, right? So any of those 3. So we find you don't always get it right. You get it wrong sometimes, going through that, and you've got to learn from it. But I'd say the basis for our company is our employees. They're amazing. And many of them have been with us since the very beginning.
Awesome.
So,
Mark,
I'm going to attest to that. All the employees that I've met of Mark's, they absolutely adore him. So they have nothing but great things to say about him and his wife. So he's doing it right for sure. So one thing I was going to ask you, Mark, is I used to be a franchise owner. So my first business was a Sign Pro, and that was back in the 97 is when I started that. And it was kind of a unique situation there. There wasn't really the constraints of other franchises. At the time, that Signs by Tomorrow used to be a big shop, but they kind of put handcuffs on as far as you running a business, and that's what the appeal of a Sign Pro was. You still had the backing, but you ran it more local. So do you feel like you feel any constraints as far as being a business owner with ReBath?
Yeah, there's always going to be some constraints, right? We're entrepreneurs. We got into business because we wanted to do things our own way, right? So there is always going to be the limitations of your franchise agreement, and you may have some ideas that don't align with what the franchisor has laid out, but not a lot in our model. There's not a lot. Not saying our next franchise agreement won't be more restrictive. That's usually the way it goes in franchising. Is you sign on for a period of time and then you re-sign something new and improved down the road. So that could happen in the future. But no, we don't see a ton of limitations, or at least not any limitations that aren't for the greater good of our network and the brand.
Very cool.
Good deal.
I was going to say, Mark, I agree with you as far as employees go. Yesterday, we had 26, 27 of our guys and girls. We took them out on a late night dinner cruise, if you will, and fed them, entertained them and such. if it's not for your employees, then they make or break your business, and we've got to have them.
I know Marissa, she spoils her employees as well. So
Yeah, so we have 4 goals this year, milestones, and then we have one big goal at the end. And we've hit the 2 first milestones, and we're on track for everything. And everyone is just kicking rear ends. I have to be cautious about my language, but they're doing great. And so my favorite thing, I've always been an employee of other companies. And, as an employee, sometimes you feel forgotten. You feel like I'm over here working really hard and nobody sees me. And so it's very important that I stop with my stress of being a business owner and I let my employees know, hey, y'all are really knocking it out of the park. Like without them, we would not be where we are. And both Jake and I 100% see that. So when we had our first goal, we went to Topgolf. That was a lot of fun. And then yesterday I was talking to one of our technicians and he was like, hey, what would be really cool? And I'm like, what, Landon? What would be really cool? Because I know he was about to say something crazy. He was like, one of those suites at Texas Rangers game. And I'm like, that would be really cool. Why don't you get it for us? But he's great. He's one of our newer techs and he's really working hard at it. But I owe them. I owe them another day out or whatever it may be if we can get our heads above the water.
Marissa, I've got a suggestion for you. I don't know if you'll want to do it or not. Have you
Cowboys
ever heard of, this is not super expensive and everybody will have a ball. Have you ever heard of whirly ball?
No. Yes, I think I have.
Okay. So whirly ball is where you're driving bumper cars and it's kind of like a mix between lacrosse and basketball. They've got this goal with a little hole. So you're driving this car trying to put the ball in the hole right as somebody T-bones you. And we went with a group several years ago, and it was about 50-50 men and women. Women were not excited about this at all. They had no interest in it. Of course, all the guys were like, yeah, we're going to be great. Guess who enjoyed it more than the men?
Oh, I bet.
Women. And they were brutal. They didn't really care about scoring. They just wanted to run over everybody. And it was so much fun. But that's just something that not a lot of people know about. I've
never heard of that.
It's fun, man. I'm telling you. I'll get the information to you if you're interested.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. We're all a bunch of little kids. So like I mentioned going to Andretti's. We took our oldest kid there for his 9th birthday back in April, and it was so much fun. And so I was like, Jake, why don't we take them to Andretti's? We're all competitive and we're all kids at heart. And so then I was like, well, why don't we do paintball? We haven't played paintball in forever. I mean, that hurts, but it's a lot of fun.
Let me know when that day is. I'll come.
Oh, I love it.
You guys are all dealing with grown adults. I'm dealing with 16 to 21-year-olds. So that's a challenge in itself.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
a lot of drama.
That's a whole, it can be. But kind of like Mark was saying, you find the right people that click with you and your beliefs, and it makes it all work out that way. We're all on the same page, believe it or not. A 55-year-old and an 18-year-old or 16-year-old, we've all got the same views, and so it works for our businesses.
Yeah, our
culture,
company,
I think, is what you called it.
Culture. Our company is driven by culture of all of the things I would point to be the priorities in our company. Number one is culture, and my wife and I established that from the very beginning. And that's how we treat our customers, how we treat our employees. What we wanted to build and how we wanted that to look. And that looks, that's not something that's franchised. That's just individual by individual. And so it's the reason why people stay.
Yep.
And it's the reason why you have repeat customers.
Right.
Exactly.
You treat people like you want to be treated. You give them the product that you would want. And that's kind of the way we operate our businesses. And It works.
So let's talk now about what it takes. Let's take Wylie, for instance. Okay. So Wylie is a community of about 57,000. And then you've got Saxe and Murphy and Lucas and, the surrounding areas. And nobody just shops in their own little community. I want to get each one of you's opinion on what you think it takes to thrive. And we probably, I hate to say this because I don't want to steer the conversation, but we've already hit on culture, right? If the culture's right, you're going to thrive within whatever community you're in. But let's talk a little bit about what it takes to thrive. Marissa, I want to start with you. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Honestly, I mean, I guess I have to steer away from the culture answer, but
no, go ahead. If that's what you think. I mean, I want to, if that's it, because I really do think that's probably one of the most important things. So if that's what you believe, I want you to share it.
So I actually was talking to Jake about this last night, and culture, yes, number one, but I think it's being the face of your business. So for me, when I walk into a business or I shop somewhere or I order online, whatever it may be, I know the owner or the head honcho or the person that's been there the longest, and it's very personal. And so with our jobs, there's jobs where we're in and out within 3 to 5 days. There's jobs where we're in there for 8 months and beyond that. So I think it's important being the face and being the constant comfort for somebody. So for instance, I am very guilty for shopping at Dear Sorella once or twice a week in downtown Wylie. And my husband hopefully is not watching this, but I go in there and I know Lacey and I know Kim, and it's just constant, Jess, I know Jess is like, I associate Jess with Diesel. And so I just think that it's the level of comfort. Like when you go to your favorite restaurant, for me, it's Frankie's in downtown Wylie. And I know Frankie and the host, they all know me by name. So I really think beyond the culture, it's just really being the face of your business and being that comfort for somebody, not just being another transaction. I think that's what I was really looking for. But, the relationship.
That's the way we are. And you mentioned Frankie's. We're the same way. We know what you want to eat, what you're drinking. I see you walking in the door. I've got your whatever it is ready for you, and have it at your favorite spot if it's available. And customer service isn't out there much anymore. We were talking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my customer. I know what they want. I call them by their name. They're shocked that I remember their names. They're shocked that I remember what they like to drink, and I've got it ready for them when they walk in.
Well, with the way that technology is today, don't you guys think that far too many businesses have gone to the being more commercialized in the way they do their business rather than humanized in the way they do their business? And that brings it back from the transactional to the relational, correct?
Absolutely.
And raise your hand if you enjoy getting on the and I know we have to do it sometimes, but if you get on the phone and have to dial 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 for 35 minutes before you can ever actually talk to a person.
No.
If it frustrates us, right, then why would we do it as a business owner? I know technology has to be integrated at different levels, and I'm not against technology. We're using it right now, and I think it's very vital. But I do think that we have to remember that we're human beings. And Marissa, you talked about it, especially in businesses like yours and even Mark's, where people need comfort, right? They're going through a situation. I mean, that bathroom may have looked great before you guys came in, Mark, but they may walk in, it not look so good today before you get it done. They need to know that it's going to be good. And Marissa, with you, I mean, I've had the water heater bust and I was gone for 3 days before I got home. I know what that's like, and I don't know what to do to fix it. I don't know how much damage has been done. And if there's not someone there to help me calm down and relax and trust, it's a daunting situation.
I think that if we were more transactional, we wouldn't be able to help each customer where they need the help. So not everybody is the same. So for instance, my phones roll over at 4:30 and they go to voicemail. And so I can't let go of the business no matter where I'm at. And I know when somebody calls and abandons the call, they don't leave a voicemail. And so I had a call last night at 4:32 and I was like, I'm going to call them back. I have a second. And It was a son. He had gone to visit his dad in Murphy and for Father's Day, and learned that his dad's ceiling had collapsed with insulation from the AC drip pan. And I was like, oh my goodness. Well, this happened almost 30 days ago and he didn't know about it. And so he's super upset, distraught. His dad's okay because it did fall on his dad. But, it's one of those situations where he was like, hey, I can't meet you during business hours. Like, I work all the way in Irving. I have to meet you after 6:30 or on a Saturday or Sunday. Well, I don't work my guys after hours because I believe in family time. And so this case is different. It weighs on my heart that I have to help these people any way that I can, even if I don't get this job, as long as I can educate him and point him in the right direction and helping him. And so Jake was like, I'm going tomorrow after work. And I was like, perfectly fine by me. So Jake is going this evening, and the guy was super thankful, and then found out I was the owner and was like, wow, I really appreciate you calling me and doing this. And so I just think that if we were transactional, I would sit there and say, no, we only operate Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30. Good luck. Emergencies are after hours. I just think that's really tacky, and that really sets the tone for the next customer, because not everybody needs you during business hours.
Right. Well, and that's just a demonstration of going above and beyond. So that's awesome you do that. Hey, we've got to break real quick for our last commercial. When we come back, we're going to have about 3 minutes. We may run over time a little bit, but I want everybody to give everybody another chance to tell our audience who they are, what they do, anything they need to know about their business, and then give them their contact information. So we're going to hit our third commercial a little late, but we'll be right back.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing and Restoration. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Lynn Heverly with Coldwell Banker Apex, guiding you home with heart and expertise. Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your home and office is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Rementis, bringing your memories and technology back to life. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we're back, and we've got about 2.5 minutes left. And I want to thank everybody for being on today. Woody, pleasure meeting you. Mark, a pleasure meeting you. Great insight. I wish we had more time. These 1-hour shows sure do go fast.
You guys are welcome to come back. We're going for a year, so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'd love to have you back. Marissa, since you're up already, I want you to go ahead and start us off. Tell everybody a little bit about you again. You're scrolling at the bottom, your contact information, anything they need to know.
Yeah, perfect. So you can find us on Facebook as well, Page Restoration. I do try to keep that updated with posts, but I am Marissa Page. I own Page Restoration here in Wylie. My husband and I both grew up here in Wylie. We met when we were young kids here. So we love to serve our community. Our hearts are really pulled towards the broken and the ones who really need us. So if y'all know anybody who's had a small water leak, whatever it is, mold, anything like that, we're happy to help them out, steer them in the right direction. Education is what we lead with. Integrity is next. So I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Marissa. Jess, you're next.
I'm going to just tie into what we were talking about the culture. We're Diesel Signs and Displays in Wylie. We do everything that Fast Signs does, but I like to think that we do go over and beyond as far as creativity, tossing ideas. We definitely care. Somebody can call me 6 years from now, and I'm going to remember your font and your color, and we got you covered. So, definitely give us a shout out. We're on Facebook, Instagram at Diesel Signs.
All right, thank you, Jess. Mark. Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
It was great.
All right. Anything else we need to know about ReBath and you, Mark, and how to get in touch with you?
Mark Pardue, obviously I live here in Wylie and we operate in a much greater footprint than that. But like I said, we service the whole area. Our specialty is delighting our customers. At the end, we want to create raving fans, and that's what we do.
All right, man. Well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. It's great meeting
Thank you so much.
Woody.
Yes, sir. Y'all come out this Friday. I'm open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Weekends only at the Boathouse. Only floating restaurant on Lake Lavon.
Awesome,
come see me. I'll buy you an adult beverage.
Nice. I'll be there.
That's hard
sounds
to
good.
do.
I'm probably coming out myself.
If you haven't been in that many years, you need to come see us.
I know. I will.
It's new and improved. I promise.
I'll be out. Trust me, Woody. I'll be out there this weekend.
Come on. We've got live music every Friday on the patio.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's today's show. We'll have another one at 11:30 on Thursday. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please remember to share our show if you're part of the Wylie community. We want to make sure everybody in Wylie is understanding what's going on and all the wonderful people that live and work here, as well as our community leaders. And so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next show.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.